everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my 2023 planner system. So if that sounds good to you, please stick around. Before we get started, my name is Jay. On this channel, I do create a lot of planner content. I'm also exploring more makeup and conscious consumerism content. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I'd love you to take a second to like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. And let's just get started. So this video is a little late, just because I wasn't ready. Normally, like before the new year even starts, I'm ready. I know exactly what I'm doing and all the planners are set up. Not this year. I was having like a lot of apprehensions towards switching planners. I was really happy in the Hobonichi weeks that I was in, but it came to an end and I had to do something else. There were no more weeks left to use. And then also because, spoiler alert, I'm not using a Hobonichi Weeks for my everyday carry in 2023. I was a little bit apprehensive to that change, but it's okay. I've got it figured out now, and I love to share it with you. So the first planner that I'm going to be using in 2023, and that's going to be my everyday carry, my main planner that has like birthdays, events, to-do lists, everything, work shifts, all of the things, is going to be my Sweet Freckle Designs weekly diary. This is a planner that my friend Hannah made, and I'm really excited to be using it next year. So I will show you. So it's an undated planner. So I've gone ahead and set up all the months and the monthly, and then I haven't set up all the weeks yet, but this is what the weeks look like. So as you can see, it's essentially the Hobonichi Weeks, but without the quotes at the bottom. So you just actually get more real estate. It's the same dimensions as the Hobonichi Weeks, but it's a lot thicker, but in terms of height and width, it's the same. So it fits in all of my covers that I already had. And it's white paper, which was a big selling point for me. So essentially you get 12 of the monthlies, 52 weeks, and then literally 365 note pages. So very simple. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of setup. I actually have a video on the channel deep diving into how I set this up and how I'm going to be using it, but that is going to be my everyday carry. It's currently in my Vanderspec Janet Leather Black custom codex. So it's got Janet Leather Black on the outside and Janet Leather Velvet Sand on the inside, and this was the same cover that I was using for a huge majority of 2022, and I'm happy to be back in it. So this is what I'm starting off the year with. Next, I do actually have a Hobonichi Weeks Mega in my lineup. So this is the Hobonichi Weeks Mega Sneaker. So I've covered it. As you can see, it pops out here, but I've put scrapbook paper and a die cut on the front of the planner, like in between the actual cover of the Hobonichi Weeks and the plastic cover, because I just don't like the covers of any of the Hobonichi Weeks this year. But anyway, I'm using this for health purposes. So I'm not doing anything with this first page here, and then here I'm doing my weight in these boxes when I choose to weigh myself, and then I'm going to do measurements up here when I choose to take those measurements. And then in the weekly pages, in the monthly pages, I'm going to be marking when I do exercise or a form of movement, like intentional movement. And I'm not sure yet, but I might also use this to track when I close my Apple Watch rings. So that's what the monthly is going to be for. And then the weeklies, I'm simply doing a food log. So I'm just logging what I'm eating every day. I'm working on next year making more intentional choices about my eating. I'm not like doing diets or anything, but I'm just trying to make better choices. And I find that when I write down what I'm eating, I make better choices because it's something that I just have to stop and think about the choices that I'm making when I know that I'm going to have to write them down later. It just seems to work for me really well. I know it could potentially be triggering for some people. It has never seemed to cause a problem for me, and it's been a helpful tool. So I'm going to be using this as a weight log, and then I'm going to be blocking off this third section here, and I'm going to be using this for how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling particularly fatigued that day, or I don't know, in December, I had like a pain in my right leg for like a week, and I was like tracking that. I didn't know where it was from, and then one day it just magically disappeared. So if there's any sort of like note I want to make that's particular to a certain day, it'll go in the corresponding box. And then over here, it doesn't really fit in here, I'm going to be honest, but I've just been using it for gratitude because I do check in with this planner every single day, and there's a little spot here for it that I didn't really have anything in particular to put here. Gratitude's just been working really nicely when I put it in this box. It's just working. If it ends up not working, I'll switch it and I'll put it somewhere else, but that's been what I've been doing. So then I'm also over here with the remainder of the space, I'm doing a tracker, and that's just tracking if I had a headache, a stomach ache, and then if I took meds for it. And then it's also tracking if I did some sort of movement, if I drank enough water, if I ate some sort of fruit and some sort of veg. Oh yeah, and then also if I took my vitamins. And then this rest of this page, I'm just using for notes and reflections. So say, for example, I wasn't feeling good for a span of days, I can write about that. Or if I didn't eat well for a span of days, I can document that. And if there's a reason for it, it's just an open space where I can have any sort of note or reflection about the week as a whole. That's not necessarily specific to a certain day, more so specific to the week in general or a group of days. So that's kind of how I'm setting up my health planner. And then the back pages I haven't done anything with them. They're just a free-for-all. I do have like a history of struggling with like eating and choices and overeating and stuff like that. So I do want to be more intentional next year and journal about it, or just write about it, reflect about it. And this is just going to be the book and all the blank pages where I'm going to be able to do that. If I do take progress pictures of any sort, I'll place them in back here. Anything that's essentially related to my health and wellness. I can also like write about my mental health back here. Really anything that's related to my health and wellness that doesn't really have a spot in like my normal journal or memory keeper or like my everyday planner, it's just gonna go in here. This is pretty much just a catch-all for health and wellness, including how I'm feeling mentally and physically. So that is my mental health planner. I am happy that I've gone with the Hobonichi Weeks. I'm really familiar with the Hobonichi Weeks. It's a planner that I know in and out like the back of my hand. I'm also really comfortable with it. I also love the size of it. It actually is able to sit really snugly. Snugly? Is that a word? Snugly. Yeah, it's able to fit really snugly in a nice place on my bedside table. So the size has just proved to be wonderful. Also, it's not too big. It's not an A5. It's not overwhelming. It's really easy and quick to go in here at the end of the day and fill out all of the things that I want to fill out. Yet there's still space, especially considering it's a mega, for me to expand on any of those thoughts and feelings or things when I feel the need to do so. So I'm happy to have this in my lineup. I've never done a thing like this. I've never had a dedicated health and wellness planner, so I'm excited to see how it goes. So this is my standard size traveler's notebook, and essentially what I'm doing here is I have a blank insert in here, which I just put in a fresh one today. And this is just memory and journals. Whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do, it goes in here. It's undated. There's not a lot of pressure. It's going to be really easy to keep up with. I've been using this already for a huge portion in 2022, and it worked really well for me. I actually just finished my first insert. Hold on. So yeah, I just finished my first insert. This insert held all the way from July 2022 to December of 2022. So I don't journal or memory keep that often, but it was really nice to have a place where when I wanted to do so, I came here. And it was nice. I was consistent with it in terms of like once I started in here and felt the need to want to journal or document memories, I always came back to this. I wasn't hopping around between a bunch of different books, which is essentially what I wanted. I wanted to find a memory keeping journal system that just stuck, and this has, and I'm excited to be starting a new insert. I love this because it gives me the flexibility that I need. If I decide that I want to journal every day for 30 days, I can do so. And if I decide I only want to journal one time a month, I can also do that as well. So this is just my standard TN. There's a bunch of stickers and stuff in here and ephemera in here. And then I've just got this pocket. And then I did buy this insert. So this is the 2023 dated calendar insert. I haven't done anything with it yet. And I truly think that it's just going to be a decorative space. Like I think that I'm probably going to sit down at the end of the month and just like have a journal session and put stickers down and just have fun with it. I don't have like a specific reason to use it. It's very low stakes. If I don't end up touching it, I don't end up touching it. And if I do, it'll definitely be after the fact and just be like a relaxing journaling afternoon. So that's all that's in here. Pretty much all I need in here is this one insert. Like that's all I come here for, essentially. So yeah, that is my 2023 memory keeper / journal. And then this is the last part of my system. So this is a Take-A-Note, and it's the A5 size, and I'm really excited to use it, and it's just for fun. It's literally just for fun. One thing that I can learn throughout all of my years of being in the planner community is that I need some flexibility. Halfway throughout the year, pretty much every year, I get bored and I pick up something else. And I think that that's just because I find the need to express creativity in a different way. So I'm just going to use this throughout the year when I feel like it to have fun. It's a nice planner. I was really intrigued by it, again, from Amy. And that's the first time I saw it. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I am buying one of those for 2023. And I did. And it's here and I love it. But I'm not using it as like an everyday carry. It's an A5. It's too big for that. I really love the layout of it. I was thinking about selling it because I knew I wasn't going to be using it for like this strict, dedicated reason. But I was like, no, I really want to use this planner. And I can keep it around and do so in a way that's just fun. Like, I've referred to my channel recently, like my YouTube channel, as my creative corner on the internet. And this is going to be my creative corner on paper, I feel like. So if and when I feel like I want to do something new, to play with stickers, to just do something different, it's going to happen in here. I love the layout. I love the space that it provides. I really like the paper. So we'll see. You guys might see this planner every once in a while. You guys may never see it again. It's just, this is just me telling you that it's here, it exists, and it's like my fun thing. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I've built in some flexibility in my planner system this year, and I think that that's just gonna prove to be really helpful and useful for me. And it's also gonna take away like the frustration that I have. So sometimes, like in the past, when I have switched out of my Hobonichi Weeks, my everyday carry, for like a month in the year, I've been like really frustrated with myself because I felt like I always go into the year wanting to stay in the same planner for the entire calendar year. And when that doesn't happen, and then I inevitably move back to what I started the year with, I'm frustrated. I had blank pages. It just kind of bothers me that I let myself continue to fall into this habit of getting bored once a year. So this year I was like, okay, I've realized this about myself. I've realized that I like a little bit of variety, and I'm going to build that into my system. So AKA the Take-A-Note, and AKA the dated monthly insert in my journal. So yeah, I am curious as to what you guys are using. Let me know down below. Let me know what you're using and what you're using it, what you're using. Yeah, let me know what you're using and what you're using it for, or how you're using it. I'm tired. But I really thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that I was able to give you insight into my thought process as to why I've made the decisions that I've made. And I hope that you have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, before you head out, I'd love you to take a second to like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.